Three, two, one. How's it going, everybody? This is Mr. BMF here with our crypto moderator, DjSloJo.
Yo, what's going on?
As you guys know, since 2 months ago, after reaching all-time highs in the crypto cycle, we saw a little bit of a downtrend. But here we're starting to see a comeback with some of the familiar names in the space: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the other names. DJ Joe, what are we taking a look at here?
So right here we got Ethereum, and as you can see, we had a nice big pump back here. Going back to April and into May, kind of saw a little bit of a decline here into June, and that big decline was due to, in part, well, mostly because of a Bitcoin drop, and we saw the entire crypto space kind of follow Bitcoin down, and honestly, I was kind of feeling a little bit bearish when we had that occur. And, as you can see, even here on Ethereum, it dipped all the way down to, looks like 1721 was maybe the lowest there. And bounced back up, Ethereum looking pretty strong, and then hit this bottom again. And at which point we've now seen Bitcoin have a full reversal. I'm waiting on this next candlestick on the daily chart for Bitcoin, but we're definitely looking bullish again. And I think this is a great sign for the space. A lot of people who were unsure are going to start jumping back in. So I think we can see some decent price action coming from this. And you can already see that on Ethereum here. And this is the 1 hour chart. And we're seeing a massive jump here in price action and a little bit more volume as well as we're going up. And so that's just a wonderful sign that we're going to go and return, probably going to go up and revisit these 2,500 levels on Ethereum, I'd say, in at least the next 2 weeks here.
Now, I wanted to ask, is this a sign, since we're starting to see a little bit of divergence with price action on Ethereum and Bitcoin, is this a sign that Ethereum is beginning to take over Bitcoin's dominance in the space?
So we have seen with the price drop on Bitcoin, the dominance drop on Bitcoin as well. And that's just part of the natural cycle. But yes, I do believe that some of this deviance is going to lead to a lot more price action in some other more well-known names that are gaining traction. We saw massive jumps on Polygon's Matic right before leading up to a Google partnership. And so they're kind of partnering with Google to do a crypto cloud based service. And so we saw a massive price action on that. And I think a lot of these other names, Sol, Chainlink being on the Sol network, or blockchain, pardon me, these names are going to get more attention as we see a little bit of that money fall out of Bitcoin.
Interesting.
So we're definitely keeping an eye on those.
Now, taking a bearish standpoint, what is giving you pause for celebration with respect to the current price action that we're seeing? We've seen Ethereum test 1750 on the Bitcoin side of things. We've seen it test 2928 twice now in the last month or half or so. What is it that we're waiting for, I guess, to confirm that we are out of this, out of the mud, so to speak? What price? What price numbers are you looking at for those two?
Well, I will say I look at crypto as speculative assets and speculative only because of the unregulated status and because of the massive price action, and it's mainly just as a social currency. Anyone who's buying in is playing into the profitability and the existence of these currencies. However, it could all go to zero tomorrow if big players decided they wanted to take everything out and pull it out. No one is stopping them. There is no regulation. Binance, KuCoin, any of the cryptocurrency, Coinbase, they're not going to stop selling or buying back crypto. It's just that's their business. So that's one thing that I would like everyone to just be aware of is I believe in the space. I have not maybe 1% of my belief is that everything would go, collapse. But as an investor, we have to be aware of these certain risks. And I do believe that the price action that we've seen is bubble like in nature. Now, I'm not saying that it is a bubble. However, we have seen massive, massive price gains, and I do believe that the market is still due for a little bit more cooling off. And that would be my only bearish standpoint. But due to the reversal in Bitcoin, we may see another decent pump come up before we have another receding trend down to probably in the 29K range again. That seemed to be a very good support level for Bitcoin. But again, like you were saying with the deviance, is we could see Bitcoin not be the winner anymore. We could see a new winner emerge, and that's another big reason why we're taking a look at Ethereum here. Ethereum 2.0 set to come out in the next 1 to 2 years. That'll be big for the space as well. So lots of things to keep our eyes on for the next 6 months to a year.
Absolutely, definitely agree with that sentiment. If even if we were to, from my opinion, I'm still a bit more bearish than most of our other moderators here on the Black Metal Finance Discord. If we fail to break out of, with respect to Bitcoin here, if we fail to break out of this 42,000 range, I am of the mindset of you're going to start seeing volume start to decrease a little bit, retail just unable to maintain the appetite. And again, not only dip below the tested 28, 29K range, but actually hit that 18K range. Taking a bigger step back, ladies and gentlemen, recall that Bitcoin typically drops 75% from its highs per cycle, right? So when we saw it last time, it reached around what was it, 17,000, 18,000, around 2017. We saw it drop all the way back down towards 3,000 to 4,000. Again, the peak, if it were to be the peak this time around, 65,000, you're going to roughly see 18K. Now, just a heads up, if we ever get to those levels, this is going to be something I hope you guys do. Make sure you put in a limit buy order. Do not market buy it. You will not catch the bottom there. Okay. Make sure you have those limit orders in if in case we do get to those levels. Same thing with Ethereum. If we do fail to hold this 1700, taking a look at this chart here, there is a strong appetite at 1400, but where I would throw rather the baby with the bathwater is going to be sub 1,000. Ultimate bear price would be $800 per coin on Ethereum. But yeah, in the meantime, what we've seen is just bulls and bears just duking it out, like you've been saying, Joe, the last month and a half. But what's really giving me hope is that you're starting to see a lot more adoption in the space with respect to Bitcoin, at least. And now you're starting to see fiat currencies possibly participating in the crypto space by becoming digitized assets as well. That being said, we're waiting to see, initially we've seen one country, right? El Salvador come out now and announce that they're going to be using Bitcoin throughout the country. However, keep in mind that their GDP is what, not even $100 billion US dollars. So they don't really have too much of an effect on the global market. But that being said, they are forcing the initiative on other nations to act sooner than they may have wanted to. News-wise, it's pertinent. We saw Bitcoin miners, right? They've more or less had a mass exodus out of China after China really cracking down this time. We've seen this FUD occur throughout all the cycles, right? China cracking down, but this time I think the miners are fed up, and in fact, they're beginning to move out in troves. This is a grand opportunity in the grand scheme for decentralization, right? For the last several months or so, you've seen Elon Musk complaining about mining, it's not eco-friendly, waste of energy, so on and so forth. In fact, even a lot of institutional investors complain about that as well. But this decentralized matter that we're seeing, thanks to China's exodus or reprimanding of miners, I believe is going to assist with that in the longer term. Again, when you're investing in speculative assets like this, you can't get caught up in the day-to-day, the hour-to-hour, the minute-by-minute. It's really easy, right? Because you can trade as much as you want versus the stock market where you have PDT, that is pattern day trading, where if you day trade more than 3 times per 5 business days, if you have under $25,000 in your account, then you are flagged as a day trader. And for your sake, frankly, you're stopped from trading. Whereas Bitcoin, you can trade up and down. And in fact, it's leveraged. Now, this is actually a good thing because what we saw last time was, even though we saw this massive drop from 65 down over to 28, a lot of people were hurting, a lot of people were complaining, but the system overall did not break. Remember, there is no government regulating this. There is no Federal Reserve mandating interest rates or, deciding haphazardly to, delay interest rates or encourage the government to spend more money. This is all self-regulated from people as, small fish like me and you to the big guys, um, such as Elon Musk and even the MicroStrategy CEO, Michael Saylor.
Yeah, and adding to that is you will see, like you said, these countries coming in, and it's going to be just as companies are adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. Is there is going to be reserves either from confiscation from illicit activity or just general collection of seized assets. Is that the United States and other countries are going to be collecting these assets, and it's not necessarily in an investing fashion, but like we saw with the last pump, you had a bunch of people losing wallets with millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin on these hard wallets, and that drives the price action up. It's like if somebody were to lose a bar of gold, and it were shot into space. That gold is no longer in existence, and now the price of gold just went up because there is less of it.
Absolutely.
And so I think with these digital currencies, you're going to start to see a little bit of that is the scarcity, especially with the mining rate going down. I think the predicted halving again for Bitcoin is now going to be pushed back at least a few months.
Was the next
If
projected
not,
one
maybe even a year.
2024?
Yeah, I believe it was 2024.
Yeah, at some point there. Not to mention too, I know it goes without saying, as we continue to see, central banks print out money like there is no tomorrow, this only confirms why, people like me and DjSloJo truly believe in cryptocurrency as a long-term investment, frankly, more than any other, stronger more than any other. Of course, balance out your portfolio, not financial advice. Because there's only a finite amount. The US government cannot say, let's go make some more Bitcoin or let's go ahead and make some more Ethereum. No, there is a finite amount that is distributed across the world. A good measurement of seeing, I guess, the sentiment is the rate at which Bitcoin and other crypto assets come in and out of hard wallets onto exchanges, right? So let's say I'm a little bit concerned that the price is going to go down. I'm going to go ahead and take, let's say, my X amount of Bitcoin from my hard wallet, upload it to my computer, put it on the exchange, and liquidate my asset. Now, that is a sign that people typically like to use to determine if we're expecting a crash, especially for the big whale wallets, right? So, and that's another cool thing too about this is that it's not all, bathed and cloaked in mystery. You can see this. People like me and you can see who is buying and who is selling by the minute, by the second, even by the hour. So that's another thing too, full discretionary when it comes to these cryptocurrency assets. And again, another cool thing that my friend told me was, when they wanted to travel back over to South Africa, over to Ethiopia, even to China, you can't bring more than 10,000 US dollars with you over the plane, or else you have to declare it. Versus, you just bring it on your USB hard drive with, let's say, 500 Bitcoin, 500 times, let's just round up and say 40,000. That's $2 million right there. Or is it 20 million? My apologies. Pardon the math. Right. So it's just an easy way for you to carry money around. Again, we're starting to see that adoption. Tesla, of course, some major companies that on the SPY that have that: Tesla, Square, MicroStrategy, though they're not on the SPY. And we even seen these mining companies just skyrocket as they've also been attached to the price of Bitcoin. Examples can be Riot, Mara, and some of the secondary ones such as Evon. So yeah, I will say this: if there's one crypto asset one field though that excites me the most is DeFi. Pick your poison, right?
Yeah.
Be that Chainlink, be that Polkadot, be that Uniswap, Sushi. Though I will say, this is just me, I'm not a big fan of the Binance Smart Chain. I think, we do live in a world where, it's not just theoretical, it's in reality. I do believe that Binance will be used as a political tool for Western governments against China. So that gives me pause for anything that might be on the Binance Smart Chain. So I typically like to look for Ethereum Smart Chain stuff, and the examples of that would be Chainlink and Sushi. Those are some big holdings that I have. Full disclosure there. And
going back to what you had said about the publicization and the decentralization of the cryptocurrency of the blockchain. Right here, we're actually looking at the EtherScan website.
Mm-hmm.
And this actually provides you with the exact price of Ethereum, the exact market cap, the mining difficulty per terahash, the hash rate at which people are mining, the gas rate, and you can actually go in here and see the latest transactions. So we can just go and view these transactions. And so these are your wallet addresses. This is the block that was solved that your transaction existed in. And it's a from wallet and a to wallet, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so this is just an example of exactly how, I mean, transparent the entire blockchain system is. It's very, very transparent. And as you were saying, kind of linking into the whole Binance Smart Chain aspect, is I think, yes, in a way you are correct, is that we will see companies like Binance and Coinbase be used as kind of tools, because now that they exist as actual entities, right? They are businesses, and businesses can be regulated even if the cryptocurrency, it's coded to not be regulated. Those companies can be manipulated at least. And so we will have to watch out for that. But I think in the same nature that you think, your opinion is that Binance can be affected, I think Coinbase could be just as affected or used in sort of a political manner as well. So, like I said, speculative assets, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Crypto is not the only thing out there. I mean, stocks have been shooting up recently. You've had moonshots left and right. And, I didn't think I'd see the day when the stock market was producing crypto gains, but we are seeing it this past year. That is for sure.
Fed driven, man. All the more reason for why we're seeing crypto assets rise. My take, though, on that as a whole is we're all definitely due for a pullback. SPY, Bitcoin, Ethereum. When an asset class rather, 10x's in 12 months, it's for the benefit of the asset long term. It is good to see a significant pullback, and so that's what I'm sitting on my hands on, waiting to get Bitcoin under 29K. Hopefully, see SPY take a breather and dip under 400. Until then, you do like to have some skin in the game, get that dopamine drip going.
So as you were speaking on the crash, I actually saw an article go by on my feed recently that was talking about the author of a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And his name is Robert Kiyosaki. And he was telling the reporter that he is warning of an impending, and he quotes, the biggest crash in world history. And so he believes that because of the current state of markets, that we are going to see a massive, massive pullback. And with that, we're going to see the price of decentralized assets like Bitcoin shoot up. And that's just one man's prediction. And yes, he's been studying how to get rich basically his entire life. But these are the kinds of things that other investors are thinking about as well. Is these two markets are very interconnected, and just as gold and silver tend to shoot up when we have market troubles in the U.S. stock market and across the world, we're going to also see a similar resurgence with Bitcoin if we see a crash, I believe.
Absolutely.
In the stock market, that is.
Yeah, inflation is everywhere. Be that gas, gallon of milk, lumber, which actually tumbled 40%. Retail prices, pretty much all assets have just shot up. So actually, gold, if I might add, would probably be the lagger, which is something this is just a free nugget for you guys. It's something that I believe is gonna start to pick up as we start to see things get a bit hot. I know the Federal Reserve, we're getting a bit off track. Federal Reserve saying, "Oh, inflation is transitory." That is to be determined. We're still seeing that. That is rather, yeah. We'll wait to see if that is the case or not.
Yeah, I think a lot of this money is hanging out in between the spaces too right now with the way that Bitcoin corrected, and with a lot of people turning more now to investment as a method of income. So I think there is quite a bit of money sitting stagnant. just like you said you're doing. I think a lot of smart investors are doing that. It took me a little bit before I got back into Bitcoin, which I did go long yesterday, and so I am expecting the price to go at least for Ethereum, since I'm looking at it right now, at least this 26K range, between 25 and 26K. And then I think when I was looking at Bitcoin, I saw 38,000.
42 is my my golden number. If we break that, that's when I'm going to go ahead and start adding in heavy. Ethereum, probably 25s. We break above there, 2,500.
Well, I will say you and the stock crew have been doing well on the gains this week for stocks.
Yeah, it's been great. But, you know, it's just, you know, really quick in and out, because no one can really trust with respect to option plays. No one can really trust what this market is going to do 1, 2, 3 months out. But then again, it doesn't pay to be bold, right? Fortune favors the bold. You know, had we bought some, you know, 6-month or even yearly out option calls during that dip in March 2020, you and I probably would be, you know, in St. Kitts or St. Lucia right now.
Yes.
All right.
Jamaica, baby.
Yeah, man. But all right, guys, I think that was, you know, this was a good, frank discussion. We encourage you guys to join our Discord. Not only do we discuss everything every day with respect to crypto stocks, we also have a lounge. It's a community where you can ask questions. You know, we're a bunch of millennials that are just looking to you know, break out of this this financial whimsical that we've frankly been born into, right? College debt, federal government debt. All we've seen is debt, and we're sick of it. So this is, you know, a community where we empower each other, to encourage each other to keep on investing for short-term, long-term, and to trade as well. You know, so, you know, me personally, again, I am more of a hodl. I think that is the greatest thing you can do with cryptos. But, you know, there is, for the more advanced traders, which we do have and provide us, leverage swing trading. You can do that on Binance. Bitmart used to be able to for US investors until they just banned that June 25th, 2021, I believe. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you again, DjSloJo, for taking time out of your day. We really appreciate the analysis. And we look forward to having you viewers on YouTube, you know, join us again for next time. Take care, everybody.